Today we have the Blitzkriegers versus the Leaf Dancers. Battle of the Elves. The Blitzkriegers, the Dark Elves, and the Leaf Dancers are going to be the Woody Elves of the tree hanging variety. As we right now, the parties are in the inducement screen, so they're in the pregame warm-ups. We can't see that now yet. The Cabal Vision satellite is adjusting, so in the meantime, what you're going to be watching on my screen is an examination of the teams from the MML screen. In the meantime, while I pull that up, why don't we have Coach Stuntmandidi, who is currently on with us, tell us what happened with the inducements.
Hello, so we've got an Apo, Blood by the Girl, 4 journeymen, one wizard, and Eldril.
Oh wow, and that's the Leaf Dancers has it against you, right?
That's it.
Oh wow, so okay, so and you're the Blitzkriegers are home against the Leaf Dancers, and as you guys can see here on the screen, the Blitzkriegers have a steep 2020 team value. That might be the highest in the whole MML. What do you think, Rez?
Los Pumas may be up there in that range, but yeah, I would wager that the Blitzkriegers are right at the top.
And the Leaf Dancers are actually more toward the bottom of that spectrum with I believe
they came in at the farm cap this season.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these farm cap teams, though, have managed to build their way up to they're in the 1600s. And, well, part of the reason that they're so low, though, the Leaf Dancers, if you look at their squad, they've only got 6 active members, man. They got 2 guys. No, 7. One of them's real beat up.
If you recall, Coach Ponghines was the coach of the Lauren Rockets last season, who pretty much were in the same boat. I think, the Wood Elves are pretty okay with taking journeymen for the most part, but I think Coach Ponghines may be more ruthless than any of us when it comes to not tolerating any long-term injuries on his players.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're constantly hurt up for people, but I guess whatever he's doing this season is turning into a formula for success, because they are 4-0 this year. Is that correct? Yeah, 4-0. They're undefeated, 6 wins and 1 loss on the farm. So for a grand total of 10 wins and 1 loss with this team.
Don't forget, Coach.
They just took the Leaping Lizards are definitely one of the darlings of that conference, and they took them down. I believe it was 3-0 last week or the week before.
Wow, yeah, that was a big shocking upset. I think most people weren't expecting that.
Anytime the Leaping Lizards lose is an upset for the most part. I mean, they're definitely held in high esteem throughout the league.
It's been a tough season for Lizards, Rez. Tough season for Lizards.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. That was. I know it was a sad topic, but I truly think that the last article you've issued may have been your best one yet.
Oh, thank you.
That was really good, man. I really enjoyed it.
If you want to hear about that story about Spermidactyl and the homecoming of April O'Neil, check it out, mmlpro.com. Hey, do you know, Rez, is the game up on Cabal Vision satellite yet?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm going to cut over there. I'm looking at the roster screen right now and at the Leaf Dancers, and their keys to success here I'm seeing is the 5 AG War Dancer, Nathaniel, I think it is. Yeah, Nadanfell or Nathaniel. That's going to be a problem for anybody to deal with. And a 9 movement catcher who, man, for all intents and purposes, with sprint ability, is pretty much a one-turner.
He's push. Just That's all he needs. Push. We're actually seeing an influx of these type of players on the Wood Elf teams. I've got Death Guy. I believe that the Treehawks may have one as well. Because, starting with sprint, yes, it takes a little more to get the one turn, but I think 9 times out of 10, and obviously in my game this week with Bort, I couldn't quite figure it out with the few players I had and the good defense he had. But most of the time, you're going to be able to figure out how to push one square.
Yeah, and definitely it's funny in the Wicked Forest Conference. I'd say Stu, the coach of the White Owls, have a little healthy one-turn competition going. I had, it's both something that we like to try to do when we play each other on the farm or even in a game. And
one of the other guys who's really impressed me with that is NTB is fantastic at the chain pushing. We've got a rock here on the opening kickoff thrown right at Lidhiel. That is.
Oh wow, Lidhiel is one of the star throwers, right?
Yeah, that's the AG5 thrower who has leap.
Oh,
and he's stunned.
That
he's
is
very
bad.
fortunate that it just kind of grazed off of his head.
Yeah, that could have been. You lose that guy, that could really mess up Didi's offense. But, you know, then again, we see Stuntman, you know, perform touchdowns with, you know, severely outnumbered.
Yeah.
So I would say if there's any team where one player is not crucial, it is this one. Yeah, that Rock, man, Rock just coming out of nowhere.
High-scoring match. And I think I may have seen a high elf coach up there handing out rocks, as he's so apt to do.
That's strange.
No,
what high elf
formal
team?
accusation.
What's weird though is that high elves don't have a stake in this game. I mean, there just must be a lot of hate going on. You would have thought that the wood elves would have got hit with it.
I think the high elves are a bit jealous of any other elves who don't have a stick up their rear. The dark elves are not exactly, you know, as free and fun loving as us wood elves, but the dark elves are certainly no. Yeah, they're not bound by their classes and their structure.
And according to the article I read earlier today, these particular wood elves really like to dance. I don't know if that was substantiated or if that's just coming from the witch.
Yes, this is Coach Stuntmandidi's personal witch. She goes into great detail. It's absolutely incredible to witness.
Oh, Aethron knocked out by one of those witches.
That's two important skills you're taking off the pitch right there. You're losing guard and you're losing your kick.
Yeah, that's crucial. So a very violent start to this game. And
we've got two stunned elves. Of course, one being a dark elf, but and then we've got the KO'd player.
Oh,
we got a failed leap.
Maybe not. And it would have been failed had they not done extra training this week. But Banlan hops over that line, runs over, stands next to his buddy Cold Silver, and there are a lot of scoring threats downfield. And if you are the Leaf Dancers, you don't want this situation to continue. This is bad.
Well, what's really interesting is you've got two players with Leap on each side, and one of them is not as good as the other three, and that's the player on the Wood Elf team. The War Dancer Matar. He's kind of looking around like, wait a minute, how are you guys doing it like that? I gotta really crouch down and load up to try and leap over these guys.
And these guys just they're like, I don't know how to even teach it to you. I just do it like that.
Yeah, the War Dancers comes a little more naturally too, and Daniel, of course, he's very skilled in the act. He's gone through it plenty of times, but the Wood Elves tend not to like when other teams take their shtick.
Yeah,
is how I feel about that.
I agree. They get pretty jealous. So
to figure out where they're going to attack.
So we do have, by the way, Rez, we have Geismel on the field. And according to the prediction I read, he was going to stay off the field. Coach Stunty didn't want him running loose with his little tricks, but it seems like he's willing to get a little tricky today.
Oh, that where's he hiding at?
He's on the left side of the pitch if you're watching it from the Wood Elf side.
Okay, I'll switch there.
Left middle, right at the midfield line.
Yeah, okay, I see him now. Yeah, well, and if I'm not mistaken, I mean, my reading comprehension isn't always great. The Witch actually predicted that the Leaf Dancers were going to win this game.
Yes, by a score of 2-0.
So maybe Coach Stunt is trying to alter that prediction by changing the events leading up to it.
I'm sure he is, but if Coach Ponghines doesn't start covering some of these open receivers, if Coach Ponghines doesn't start covering some of these receivers, we are going to see that prediction fail miserably.
And I was a bit surprised to hear, the low scoring projection from the Witch. I'm kind of expecting to see a minimum of 6 or 7 touchdowns in this game.
I agree with that. These two teams, potent offenses, a lot of 2-turn touchdowns I see coming. I think there'll be one in turn 2. That's my prediction. I don't know about you.
I mean, I know my only elf off of the season against the Treehawks, I would say it was probably one of Stop Rolling One's Obviously, you know, less productive games, and it was still a 4-2, I believe. There were still 6 touchdowns scored in a down game.
Yeah. Look at that. And we have Coach Seston in the chat. What's up, Seston? Seston assiduously saying, free soap.
And I would simply counter that. Hashtag Welves do it in the dirt, and also we don't wash anything. We're hoping for disturbing presence, but it hasn't kicked in yet. Fluffy in particular, as Fluffy managed to get injured in the first turn of the game against the Tide Fighters 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Became even less mobile, and now has a movement of 1.
Wow.
This would actually be a good opportunity to ask, because I'm sure especially like Seston or somebody would know. Does he have to roll higher than 50-50 now, or is it still just a 50-50 to get up?
You know, that math never made sense to me. It might be like a flat 50-50 because it doesn't mean, like, to me, right? So. If your movement is 3, if the problem with getting up is that your movement is 3,
then you only need to roll 1 extra movement square,
right? Which should be an 83% go for it. So how does it turn out to be a 50-50?
That's how I felt about it.
So it must just be a rule that's like it's 50-50.
That's what I'm thinking, that if you're under the 3 movement you need, that it's just a 50-50 roll.
Right.
If so, I may keep Fluffy around. We are looking at other options.
In fact, you know what makes me I'm sorry, what makes me think more that it's even a 50-50 is that what you can get up and then take root. So if it was just calculated off
root before.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you take root and it's all about movement, like if getting up was really
0,
right?
Yeah, because you could be you could roll take root, fail to stand up, and then have to try to roll to stand up the next turn. Well, even same turn, and you would have 0 movement if take root takes effect.
Exactly. So. It's a weird rule. I would have thought it would be calculated on like I said, just I don't know how they came up with that 50% number.
Well,
that would be pretty damn bad, though.
We'll take it then, because it'll benefit Fluffy in the short term then.
Yeah, because I mean that would be pretty bad for the tree if you took root while on the ground.
And there goes down the field from Umbean.
I knew it.
We saw Eldril try to come over and get in the way of that pass, but just couldn't quite pull it off.
And it looks like, man, this week, everybody's all about these long passes, man. Did you catch that Musalon Morningstars game the other day? Or did you announce it?
I did not.
Okay.
The Morningstars, that was,
or maybe it wasn't, it wasn't Musalon. It was Dignity versus,
the Dignity and the New Orleans Grunts game.
That's what it was.
Partially watching on Twitch, and I did see both passes.
I announced that one was shots.
The pass from Leroy. The pass from Leroy was hilarious.
And there you go with another, the first touchdown. I told you, turn 2, Rez, turn 2. Cold Silver.
Yeah.
Swiping that neck, cutting throats.
It looks like Coach Stunt putting Gale's Mail out there early has foiled the Witch's prediction.
Yep. He's up to his little tricks. I guess the tricks work better when they're on the field. Tricks are not just for kids. They're for elves, too. And you're going to see one of those knockouts get up? Or the knockout get up?
Was that the guard?
Yeah, there was only one knockout. Kicker. And it's just like we starting from scratch, except one team has a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think we'll we'll either see a turnover or a Wood Elf touchdown pretty quickly. I don't see them having the ball in their hands for more than 3 turns tops.
I like it. This is entertaining as hell.
That's it. As soon as I saw it was up, and I knew it was going to be right around the time I got home. That's a good way to start the weekend.
Yeah, except for if you're in their division or in their play pool rather, and is Stop Rolling Ones in their play pool?
With the Leaf Day.
With either of these teams. No, right?
No.
Oh no, these are East. These are East. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had a brain freeze there.
The only other Elf team in my play pool was the Treehawks. Although we did have the fondly referred to sewer elves, the Scuttlebutts.
Ah, that's funny. Yeah, if you're playing in this play pool, you don't want to see these teams rack up the passes and the scores because that's a lot of SPP, and both of these teams end up developing.
Well, in a game like this, you know, you come in from the outside and you watch it, and you almost get frustrated because these two teams aren't going to throw a lot of blocks at each other.
Nope.
I would be surprised if either of them gets above 25 blocks for the game. What we're going to see is 200, 300 yards of offense for each team. And it's not that they are, you know, giving each other a pass on that. It's just that's the way both of them play. I know we're looking at Dark Elves, but you're looking at Dark Elves who have a certain reputation to uphold.
Right.
They are here to entertain, and they are here to fling the ball. They will fling the ball halfway down the field when they could have gone and made it a quarter of the way just for the fans. You've gotta love watching the Blitzkriegers play. Not usually a huge Dark Elf fan myself. I think they have identity crisis problems. They want to be bashy, but they're not. But the Blitzkriegers will never leave you disappointed.
No, they definitely don't. And Didi has done things that the conservative coaches will cringe at before in prior games. And most of the time they work out for him. Other times they put him in jeopardy. But he lives by the sword and dies by the sword, and more often than not, you know, the Blitzkriegers live. So,
well, it's just so excellent watching a team take on the identity of their coach as they get further into the league. Oh, we got a perfect defense here.
So great coaching by Stuntmandidi results in his team predicting exactly where the offense would line up and shifting over to their in the best manner that they could think of, just as the ball is kicked off. And it looks like they're loading up on that right side.
Yeah, it looked like the Elves were setting up to try and push straight down the field, and they're going to have to rethink that plan.
Yeah. Yep, it looks like the Blitzkriegers are wow, they're controlling the line of scrimmage. So there's what you were talking about. There's the identity crisis. You would maybe see orcs line up like this, put everybody up on the line, and say, "Come with it."
I think in most situations we wouldn't see necessarily such a full court press, but when you're playing Wood Elves, you know, you can afford to be a little more aggressive. Although I'm just noticing that Matar, the War Dancer up on the line, who already had strip ball, has learned the art of Mighty Blow.
Yep.
That's I love seeing a War Dancer with Mighty Blow.
Well, I think the White Owls has 2 of them with Mighty Blow, if I remember correctly, or 1. But Mimnar, that's the one that Milnor, sorry, that's the one that killed Homer. I mean, Homer's friend Prince.
Milnor is the player that I said I was tired of the White Owls not having a player getting, you know, press like you see Physique and all that getting. So I decided that Milnor is my favorite player on the White Owls.
Nice. Yeah, and he's obviously he's TMNL's least favorite player on the White Owls. He killed Prince.
Prince meant nothing. Prince meant nothing compared to what's happened to that poor team recently.
Yeah, with Spermidactyl, right?
Yeah. Not to, you know, continue to harp on it, but yeah, I mean that's brutal.
We definitely feel the presence, and yeah, that's so bad. Is all it had to. I mean, that was a 1 in 36 chance of that not double sculling, and then he also lonered, you know, with Flex not being able to clear that little hole. It may not have worked out that way. What a shame, but. It is what it is.
I didn't get to watch the game. I think I may have been like partially watching, but I was definitely paying attention to what was going on in the chat.
Yeah.
I remember watching him get injured, but I don't really remember the events around it.
Yeah. So, well, it's well described there in that story. What I mean well described is thoroughly described, not...
Yes.
I'm not commenting on my own writing prowess, but it is thoroughly described in the story on MMLPro.com. And if you guys are watching and you haven't checked out that site,
you could feel a grown man's pain as you read that article.
Yeah,
you could just feel it.
Yeah, and I will say, breaking fourth wall for a second. I drew on Ronda Rousey's experience when she got knocked out. You watch UFC at all?
Yeah.
You know when Ronda Rousey was champ and got knocked out by Holly Holm unexpectedly? She got upset.
Right.
And that was the conversation that she had with her trainer in the locker room when she first got knocked out. She said she felt like a temporary, like almost paralysis, you know, and they just weren't sure what effect the knockout had, because it shut down her central nervous system. Got shut down pretty early by the strikes, and so that was one of the questions she asked. She was like, who am I going to be if I'm not Ronda Rousey anymore? You know, who am I going to be if I'm not the champ? You know, it's almost like her life. She really thought like my life, like the thoughts going through her head were really like my life is coming to an end potentially.
The UFC fighters, you know, the men and the women, they're ridiculously tough, and I can't even imagine the physical and the mental kind of toll they gotta put into that to. Yeah, you devote your whole life to it, and then you lose, and it's not like a team sport or something. You know,
exactly.
You can't say, oh, well, if this guy had done that, it's, you know, well, it's on you, you know?
Yeah.
That's hard to deal with.
Like, football is a brutal sport, American football, and, you know, I know our European fans will say, oh, well, they got pads, but those hits are brutal. I mean, the medical evidence is there to show.
I think the pads make it worse, honestly.
Yeah, because people use their bodies as basically spears and torpedoes. But
yeah, I watched Ryan Clark play for a long time.
Yeah, yep. And you know, there is still something comforting about stepping on that field with other people. When you step in a cage, there is nobody to reach to look to at your left and right. There's nobody else to motivate you. There's no shared suffering. It's you and this other person who is trying to bury you across the cage from you. And you know, it's only over when one of you gives up. So that's, yeah, hats off to those people, because.
And I'm looking in the chat, and the Twitch channel itself isn't showing the comments, but the stream is, you know, with you showing the comments on the side. So Seston did confirm it's still a 50-50 roll for Fluffy.
Yes.
This is important to me.
Yes.
Not to completely break topic again.
No,
we're
that's
a little
right.
all over the place
we
today.
we probably should start talking about Blood Bowl here in this match.
Oh, they're sitting on the ball. We saw a catcher sidestep and get boxed in a little. He may try some BS next turn.
Oh!
Okay, see, now we got something interesting.
There we go. A failed dodge from Banlin, who is very, very agile, and you normally just don't see that kind of failure from him. But dodging into a tackle zone a little too much. And how will the Woodies respond?
I mean, Banlin is basically, at this point, an AG5 war dancer with one less movement. You don't expect that kind of thing to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And better armor.
At least he didn't injure himself.
Right. That would have been
okay.
bad.
And now the Twitch channel is updating, and I've got shots. He is chanting for death and mayhem.
Yes, as usual.
Shocking. Always, you know, nice to see the League Apothecary interested in the safety and well-being of you know, the league and its players.
Right. And Stuntmandidi, by the way, doing what the Wood Elves should have done on defense is that matching up and controlling those players, not letting anybody roam out there for free. But in this case, it backfires a little bit because Torrain comes and double kicks the chest of Cold Silver, who we saw score that first touchdown, just badly hurting him. Nothing permanent. So you'll see him over there on the Dark Elves sideline, nursing his injuries. He's done for the game. But not a bad way to go after scoring a touchdown, right? I mean, if you're gonna go early, at least
he says his job's done. He's hitting the showers.
Yeah.
He's a level 1 blitzer. That's more than you should expect from him.
Right. He's impressed his teammates enough, and he's gonna pack it in. And besides, it's not like the Blitzkriegers don't got some reserves on the sidelines. They have been down in the past last season. Yeah, last season they had some trouble fielding a full squad a few games, and they were down people, so I think they made a conscious decision. Stuntmandidi said he was willing to increase that team value if it meant putting more bodies on the sideline. Even if it means
that gives
giving
you a lot
up
of control over your own TV as well.
Right.
He can look at a week-to-week matchup and see if it's worth it to bring guys in. Yeah, when you're already giving up, even if you cut the reserves and you're still giving up 300 TV, you may as well just give them the 500 and come in with 3 extra players.
Right, right. And Look at that. Some failed dodges today. That's Matarwan. Matarwan dodging out. Almost fails the dodge. No, it's not Matarwan. I'm sorry. That was Aethron. I hate that Pong does not customize his names.
Yeah.
But
well, the thing that sucks is once they're in, that's it. You know, I've been lamenting that. Again, to change topic again, just real briefly, I really wish I could change my my Sigmar Rats team name to Brutus Blessed Vermin.
What is it now?
I really
Brutus
wish.
Blessed,
it's
right?
the Mighty Mighty Mouse Tones.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right.
Yeah, I made the team before the tournament was ever, even
that's what I did with Brett the Farm too.
Yeah.
Or else I would have called it
teams,
Order Up.
Yeah. So.
Or Now Serving or something.
Worst hashtag aside, we've got a Wood Elf cage.
We do. And this is working. So we got this was well set up, and that's why Pong wasn't too worried about it. I think that was Lothrithra falling down.
He's a journeyman too. You can't when you come in with only 2 rerolls. I don't know if he used one already. I think he did. Yeah, he used one at least.
Well,
a loaner's not quite worth it. Yeah.
But I agree. Yeah, especially now. That's why you save those moves till the end, like a veteran coach.
And we see the catcher. The 9-movement catcher. He tried to get out of there. Alejandro. He tried to get out and failed, but he can still get to the end zone without any go-for-its.
Was that who fell that caused the turnover?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just realized. I looked down at the dice. It was a 2 and then a 3. And
my bad then.
Yeah. It happens. There's a lot of dodging going on.
Yeah.
And
there's just so many bodies laying around.
The screen isn't exactly helpful. It pulls you when you don't want it to, and then doesn't pull you when you do.
Right. That's so right. And there you go. I think that catcher now is going to have some trouble getting to that end zone. Stuntmandidi is in the foul. That was a nasty cartwheel kick.
Gausmel trying to come up and back to his to his old dirty tricks, but not quite warmed up yet.
I'm trying to figure out whether Gausmel is more like the Roadrunner or Wile E. Coyote in this scenario. Not really sure yet.
He definitely seemed like the Coyote in the Witch's Premonition, but that was when he was going up after Coach Pong, not other players.
Yeah, exactly.
With a particularly oh man.
He has a very diverse portfolio.
friggin' Stunt is writing in his second language, and using more and more well-used adjectives than I can even try to come up with.
I'd like to see. I wonder what he normally writes. I think he understands both French and Italian as well. So.
Yeah, I barely
must be nice
English,
to know all those languages.
I don't always word so good. So we've got. They're going to try to clean it up a little here.
Yeah. So they're trying to open up this cage again. So it looks like Coach Pong is maybe trying to make this a long drive. I don't think he's actually maybe veering away from the shootout.
Yeah, you see the way the Blitzkriegers came out on offense early. Just everybody bum rushes. You can't cover us all. See what you can do about it. And the Wood Elves only have sent really one player down the field.
Yeah. And this is a curious dodge to move that War Dancer so early, because he does not have the dump off ability. And he has nobody to throw to over there. So now you got to rely on a bunch of dodges from other people to rebuild your cage. And, you better hope that gets done. Eldril Sidewinder, by the way, the star player hired by the Leaf Dancers for this match only. Merc going over there providing some coverage. And, man, Pong is just not scared to send his players through thick and thin. in creating that cage.
Well, yeah, and all of the guys had dodge, and it was only a 1 die to get out. But what really surprised me is he didn't just all that dodging and he failed to go for it.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gets the reroll here.
And he's trying to figure out whether it's worth it. Whether it's worth it to make that
Coach
reroll.
Pong trying to figure out if he wants to drop to his knees and pray to Knuckle or give him the finger. And he will drop and pray.
Oh, and Knuckle gives him the finger back! Torian is stunned! That was a hard fall on some grass. Usually these wood elves are pretty light, and they don't injure themselves when they fall, but every once in a while they'll land the wrong way, and he falls on his head.
There's just something about a wood elf lineman being a Roger with wrestle and dodge and losing a movement. My team, Stop Rolling Ones, has one. He's a Roger and he's got guard. He has 6 move. They've got a Roger. He's got 6 move. There's just something very, very cursed with that. So maybe we should stop doing it.
Yeah. Roger that.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, just like putting brake tackle on a tree.
Wow. Where the hell are you gonna go with that?
That's what happens when you've got your own personally built war dancer.
Yikes! And Liltil is gonna knock Nadenfell, I think is his name, Nadenfell. We'll know if and when he scores a touchdown.
War dancer. If they're not named, they don't. They
don't rate.
Yeah.
Look at that, and that's the danger with AG5 Liltil. Liltil extremely agile, and you can build a cage around that ball and put 2 active. Well, for calculation purposes, if those are tackle zones, regardless of whether they're in somebody else's tackle zone, right? Or no? Yeah, right.
Wait, what do you mean?
So that ball that Liltil picked up, it was surrounded by 4 war dancers. It was right in the dead center of them. So for him to pick, when he goes to pick that up, the roll is as if it's in 4 tackle zones. It's not affected by...
Well, it was only 2. It was only in 2 tackle zones. It was a square up from the center of the cage.
Oh, it was? Okay. And that's
so he only had
My
2...
bad. Gotcha.
It was only a 67 then.
Okay. And that's what what I was asking was like, if it's not calculated, this is probably a dumb question, but it's not calculated by whether, it's not affected whether those people whose tackle zones it is are in other people's tackle zones, right? So if... No,
it's still, yeah,
okay.
It would, even if it's not like a block assist.
Okay. Yeah, it was a 3+ pickup. And he got it with a 6, so...
and the Wood Elves not really used to getting, first of all, building cages, but also having the other team go cage diving on them. That's kind of their thing.
Yeah, and they're like, what the hell? First they're taking our dance moves, now they're breaking our cages and leaping in
and the bigger issue. They don't have anyone in scoring position either, even if they were to get the ball free.
And here's the problem too, by the way, Rez, is that this particular runner is a master at getting rid of the ball right before he gets hit. And
that's what's crazy about seeing they're practically a Wood Elf hybrid team at this point, but they started out as Dark Elves.
Oh!
Look at this!
Liltil, about to take a hit from Nadenfell, tries to get rid of it, and not only does Nadenfell hit him and knock him back, but Eldril Sidewinder paying for himself. The money that he was paid to show up today is already well worth it. A crucial interception.
Unbelievable. And that's what you hope for every time you commit all of that petty cash to a star player. You hope that there's at least one time that you can point to in the game and say, okay, it was really worth it. Eldril was really worth it for one play right there.
Had that ball been successfully caught by either one of those 2 Dark Elves on the right, there was a good chance the next play was a touchdown.
I mean, they've got a player in scoring range and 2 others that are working their way down that side of the field. Here comes the leap.
clear one over.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the AG5 War Dancer is gonna get positioned for trying to score, and next turn the 9 movement catcher will be able to get up too.
Wow, it was so, and it is very possible, given the fact that none of the other receivers were covered, that Coach Pong just kind of wasn't aware of the dump-off ability. And if he wasn't before, he now is. So not only did it, he was caught off guard, but, Eldrill saved and bailed him out, and now the surprise element is gone.
Well, he may have just seen that the Eldrill was in position. Oh, my.
Oh, we just talk about Eldrill paying for himself, but then he goes and does something like that.
Well, and that's the other part of it, too, is you hope that as you're committing all of that petty cash, that there's not a point in the game that you can point to and say, he really blew it right there. And he really blew it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wording very well today.
No, I couldn't have put it better for myself. That's exactly what he did.
I mean, that was just miserable. You feel like you've gotten the ball back, and you can keep things going on pace the way they should have been. And this could just be the problem. Sometimes you get intimidated by a team that is more skilled than yours and has the same strength, and maybe don't stick with what is normally your strength. And that may be what we're seeing from the Wood Elves today.
I'm a little surprised that when Talmel just knocked Larethra, whatever his name is, down. Okay, that's why he didn't. I thought he might try to loosen that ball. Yeah, I thought he might try to loosen, move the ball from where it was in 3 tackle zones. But I guess when you're as agile as this team, you don't mind if there's a tackle zone on the ball. You're like, whatevs. I can handle the tackle zone.
None of that matters. Lidial is going to walk right over and snatch that ball up, and he's probably going to sit there and wave it over Eldrill a little bit and mock him. I would.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mistook? That last tackle zone also is, I thought that was a Wood Elf, and it's not. It is a Witch Elf. Zioya.
And apparently in the Witch's Premonition, the Wood Elves weren't really interested in the Witch Elves.
Yeah, they like the guys more.
Like a lot of other. Yeah, it was, which is fine. I cast no judgments. I don't think Terry and Rexy are persuaded to hit on other players, other than the Witch Elves, but I could be wrong. I mean,
you never know what they do in their private time.
That's their life choice, exactly.
And then
the
you're going to see
all
it.
about being happy.
Oh!
Wow.
And there is just murder and mayhem all over this field. This is getting really, really messy.
This is just amazing.
And that ball just keeps falling in tackle zones.
On the Wood Elves don't have the same luxuries that the Blitzkriegers do. They do have the one AG5 player, but they have one.
That's exactly true. By Shots in the chat room says bad day for dodging, and that is for 2 dodgy teams. They sure are bumbling a lot today. Bumbling and fumbling through this game.
You at least like to see it being both sides at that point then.
Yeah.
When the ones come out for an elf team, it can really be devastating, and at least it's both of them for now. It's kind of just turnover back and forth. No, we don't want it. You take it. No, we feel bad for scoring. You go ahead.
Coach Ponghines formulating his play and starting to speak into the headset. Nobody moving for a second while they're receiving the play.
They do have 2 players in scoring position. Here comes the blitz from the Roger.
They'll need to scoop up that ball and quickly.
I think we're going to see the wrestle here to clear that tackle zone off probably, but you're still going to have a tough time dodging at that point.
You are. I was surprised that he chose to go with that option and attack that player.
Oh, he had the assist, and the problem, you're comfortable with the journeyman being on the pitch, but you really don't want him to actually do anything. They're just supposed to kind of be there and help real players do their job.
Yeah, or just absorb hits.
And pretty much. You go stand over there and wait for me. I'll be there in a second. That kind of thing.
Go stand in front of that orc.
Sure, boss. How much are you paying me again?
They get paid what, 30,000 gold pieces above the normal rate? Am I right about that? Am I remembering that right?
I have no idea what the contract states. I try to avoid any of these kinds of discussions. Look at that! Look at Belleramar.
Belleramar running up, grabbing that ball, and he's going to hand it off to Nathaniel. With all this mayhem, I don't even remember which way is which over here. There's some bumbling by Nadanfel, but he holds on to it. And now one of the more dangerous players on the pitch, or probably the most dangerous player on the
I think we're going to see him go right into the end zone, probably. No. He's going to try to stall for a turn.
Wow. That's pretty ballsy.
And I believe Galsmel's the only player in range. He's going to want to make a go for it here. No. So Galsmel can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 2 go for it, and it's not a high chance.
You know, you're right.
I mean, you're talking about a blodger at this point, and I don't. Yeah, if he comes with he could come in and push him to the side and not push him into the end zone, but that's still.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I understand the premise there, but I don't know if I agree with tempting Knuckle.
Yeah. Anything can happen.
It'll either be brilliant or it will be a bonehead move, depending on what happens.
You can put a 2 dice block on him now.
Yeah, he can get the strength 4 up there.
Yep. That's exactly what he's
going
to move this. Oh!
Oh, he fails to go for it.
He tries to overextend his stride and stumbles a little bit. And is unable to successfully complete that block. Yeah, and shots are suggesting that he attack with the blitzer instead. Just move the crowd push to get the blitzer over, but unfortunately.
Either way, I mean, even if you get through there with everybody, the best you can do is hope to keep an 83 dodge on him. It's not like anybody can get around it. I think we're going to see him try to stall another turn.
Yeah, I think so too. And let's see if, if Talmal was to try to get up and attack again, it would be those last 2 spaces on the right side of the pitch. Those last 4 yards on the right side of the pitch are dangerous overextension of stride territory. Not to mention having to dodge through.
He can screen this pretty well with the 2 catchers. I wouldn't even worry about marking Galsmel at this point. If the stall is what he's committing to, you bring the War Dancer the whole way over and you just screen everything up. I think you should go even further than that, probably.
Yeah, right.
I'd go the whole way to the corner.
Are you kidding me? Like right now, Talmal can get there.
Yeah. Now, and again, he does have the 2 catchers, but it's not. We've already seen, double ones pop out in this game.
Yep. And wow, the placement is just.
Yeah, I would have gone with the looser screen there. At the very worst, what we're gonna see is him have to make an 83 dodge out. That I really question.
Yeah.
Now you're giving him, it's a small chance, a very small chance, but you're giving him an opportunity for a 2-die block to push you away.
Yep. I mean, is it that small? You're talking about an 83% without a tackle zone there, right? Since it's 2 tackle zones, that drops to 50. So a 50% dodge to an 83%, and then a straight 2-die block. So really, the hard one to get through is the 50%.
The dodge not so much. I mean, but you've got the reroll for that. But actually getting the War Dancer down is going to be hard.
Yeah.
We've Shots pointed this out. I can't remember which game, but he pointed this out recently that you don't see the elf teams or any other dodgy teams with a lot of tackle. It's something that tends to slip their minds. Even on my team, I have 1 player that has tackle. If he goes off the pitch, that's it.
Yeah.
Strip ball is great, but there are times where you need that tackle.
Yeah. And look at this. So the Blitzkriegers before they make that final attack, are going to try to remove some of these Leaf Dancers off the field. And when you're the team that has like the luxury of 3 people or 2 people rather in reserve, sitting on the sideline, you know, cutting the numbers can really be key for you.
Oh, if they can get this War Dancer off the pitch.
And just as you said,
that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Materwan, the War Dancer who is skilled in the ancient art of mighty blow, is going to go to sleep, and we don't know if he's coming back for the second half.
Yeah, that's a big loss. Anytime you get a player with mighty blow like that, we got a foul coming. Forget the mighty blow.
Wow. So Stuntmandidi has pretty much conceded that there's going to be a touchdown, but maybe not.
This is exactly what we talked about. That's a coach doing what he wants to make sure happens first, and then making the high-risk play at the end of the turn.
Why did he follow up?
So he can do that.
Oh, okay, to make sure that the catcher doesn't scoop it. Ooh,
I mean, he's
it's kind of a veteran move for him to sit there on the sideline like that.
He's exposing Talmail to the surf, but that is absolutely worth it because he's going to take the ball with him.
You know, I would have even gone up in the corner, in the top right corner, if I was going to take this strategy.
To try to force the surf no matter what.
Right. Send that ball flying. Once the fans grab it, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you could say this is...
give the... Go ahead.
I was going to say, you could say this is the Blitz's stadium, but, you know, earlier there was a rock thrown at a Blitzkrieger, so...
No, we've seen, yeah, there's fans from both teams always in the crowd. One side may be dominating the attendance records, but it only takes one fan to chuck a rock.
Right. And by the way, yes, shots, exactly. The surf leads to the scatter. The only problem is that the way that he is positioned here, arguably the Leaf Dancers can choose not to surf him. Had he gone up in that corner, in the top right corner, then we would be looking at pretty much an almost obligatory surf, unless they manage to land them both down.
Let's see. Move the catcher over up into the corner.
Let me ask you this, Rez, then. Is this what did it possibly come back to bite the Blitzkriegers a little bit, that they spent all that time directing assets who were at midfield in the other direction? You know, had they had more people to mark up, you know, the Wood Elves, maybe what's his name would be a little safer.
I think most of them were out of the range when it looked like they were just going to be able to walk it in.
Right.
It goes to show you why it's always good to continue to pursue, to at least force them into the score. He's still got 3 players up there.
Wow, so yeah, by the way, it looks like Bond's going to be okay with this surf. Yeah, so he's all right with this. Well, he's all right with it, especially because he knows he's got the dump off ability. So Pong learning from. Oh! Did you see that?
The dump off.
Did you see that? That was sick. We are watching some sick tricks from both sides here. Altanana with an amazing, it was I guess a fumble out of Talmail's hands.
Replay feature.
Oh, I wish we did. But. Wow, this game is living up to the billing already. So Talmail, thinking he's slick, about to dump that ball off while he's getting hit, and instead only manages to fumble it right into the hands of the Il Nana, Altanana, who catches it in the end zone and dives unnecessarily onto the turf, celebrating for the fans. This game is living up to the billing, Rez.
Possibly one of the most amazing plays that I have seen, that I've never seen before. Yeah, I mean, the one turns, the chain pushes are always impressive. The long passes are always impressive. That was something else.
That was great. And I'll tell you what, Rez, I'm a little pissed. Oh, okay, it wasn't an interception. I was going to say I'm a little pissed off. There were 2 interceptions in this game, and they weren't both from the same team. Because I really, really want that damn record to be broken already.
Well, that's what was amazing about it. You throw the two players on the dump-off player, so you're dropping it down to, what was it then, a 50, it's a 50-50 throw, and it's not the interception, but it's the failed pass, and he fumbles the thing, muffs it right into the catcher's hands. I've never seen that before.
I'm wondering stats-wise, and we'll have to see at the end of the game. We will see. Yeah, shots. What's next? A boomerang pass? It could happen. But yeah, you know what? By the way, in some farm games, I've actually lost. This was like last month, while my streak of bad luck was continuing. I lost 2 games to people throwing passes that literally bounced short and right into the intended catcher's hands.
I always love seeing that, at least when it's for my team.
It's so annoying. But yeah, I'm wondering, I think we'll see at the end of the match. I don't think that counts as an interception, but
no,
arguably if it left the thrower's hands and never hit the deck, it's an interception. If that happened in the NFL, for instance, then that would be an interception. But no, actually it wouldn't.
Well,
no. If the thrower
like
never threw
sack.
it. Yeah, you're right. It would be a fumble recovery.
So yeah, that was essentially a strip sack recovered for a touchdown.
So Shots is saying unequivocally it's not an INT.
And about the boomerang pass, I would point out, and the Witch's Premonition has been wrong thanks to Coach Stunt putting Galsmail out there to try to shift the events that led up to it. But in the Witch's Premonition, a War Dancer threw the ball into the crowd. The crowd threw it back to him, and then he ran into the end zone and scored.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he may have thrown it again.
Yeah, where the ref explained that couldn't happen. So I'm betting
disagree.
It probably won't end up that way.
With that ref.
I'm pretty sure that premonition is not going to come true exactly in that way, but maybe something close. The witches it's tough to see through your premonitions. Sometimes they come across a little cloudy, and they don't always get it exactly right. But we all also know she botched the score.
I think this up at the competition meeting. I think that should count as a touchdown.
I mean, just
think
in
basically
awesome points.
Just giving the ball to the War Dancer should automatically award you a touchdown.
You would. And there goes Bantane, knocked down by Tarain. Bantan is gonna take a nap. Let's see if we can find him there. Bantane, just the lineman with who's pretty good at blocking. So this, not a crucial player for the Blitzkriegers at all.
Yeah, the Blitzkriegers are down 2 players.
And there goes Modern One.
Don't have anybody out.
Who, by the way, woke up at the half. And boy, did he wake up with a flip kick on Lil Hill.
This is turning into a rough game for Lil Deal.
I mean, you're seeing it all today, Rez. You're seeing the knockouts, brutal hits, amazing sick plays, interceptions. I mean...
Dark Elves cage dive, Wood Elves caging, Dark Elves cage diving.
Yeah. This is crazy. I mean, the Witch did predict there was going to be all kinds of tricks by Galmail, but the tricks have really come from all the rest of the players.
I mean, you had Eldril come up with an interception and then fail double ones on a dodge.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I'm just glad that we're watching.
I don't know what else they're going to do. I can't guess it, but I'm ready for the show. And a nice little pass from the journeyman over there, Bellarmine. Or no, I'm sorry, from the catcher.
Coach Shots, he's saying that cats and dogs will be friends, and now you're just blowing my entire world upside down. I don't know, man. I don't know. This could be the sign of the apocalypse. The end is near.
Yeah.
I
really was surprised to see the Wood Elf cage, but
yeah.
I do have a Wood Elf team on the farm, and every once in a while I'll do something like that. But I'm a little bit more of a bashing coach who just happens to play dodgy teams sometimes.
I understand the
saying
premise.
Preach is gonna hug a gnome.
I've seen video, photos pop up in the MML official chat that indicate that might not be a rare occurrence.
Yeah, incriminating photos. I don't know.
We got a Witch Elf chasing a catcher around very unsuccessfully right now.
I know she wanted that surf, but of course, the Il Nana over there is an expert in dodging the way he wants to go. So.
And I didn't catch all of the commentary from the Dignity Grunts game, but I did catch you guys discussing about skills that coaches tend to miss. You know, diving tackle, sidestep.
I mean, sidestep has a pretty distinct look. So, you know,
it kind of blends in. I mean, half of it is literally the same color as no skill.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
but,
I don't
maybe I just look out for it because I run a lizard team.
Frame of mind.
Yeah, like maybe it's very familiar to me.
I put sidestep on all the time, but I still tend to miss it sometimes. Diving tackle was my downfall against the Treehawks.
That one's tough.
Ran right through a diving tackle player. Yeah.
Okay, by the way, here's one. Here's something that's not exactly a skill, right? But I find this happens often. When somebody with like block takes an injury that gives them a strength down, right? Like, so it's a blitzer with a strength of 2. This has happened to me before. A blitzer with a strength of 2, and they still have block, and they still look like every other blitzer. Sometimes you forget who's the guy, you know, who's weakened. So it's often used as a decoy, and I found myself doubling up on the guy unnecessarily, and I'm like, oh, damn it.
Mm-hmm. That the movement on my I always end up with on my elf teams some kind of, you know, quote unquote star lineman who has, you know, an agility down or a movement down or a strength down, and I'll forget early on until he really gets the last couple skills. You know, until then he's just kind of faceless.
Yeah.
And that will just kill you. You know, Seston pointed something out to me the other day. Dignity and my Farm High Elf team are in talks. We purchased Lithe from him, and we are actually in talks about selling Lithe back to Dignity for Season 5. But he pointed out that the catchers, Lithe is level 5 and has like gold armor on him. And and the other players don't. And I've looked this up, and you know, I've only played Blood Bowl 2, but I guess in Blood Bowl 1, players would actually get like bigger, like literally bigger, and like different armor upgrades as they leveled up.
Oh, dude.
And apparently the high elf catcher has that effect, because Lithe is level 5 and has like all this gold armor all over him and shit.
And he never had it before?
I bought him at level 5. So he came in you know, to another team already level 5. Everybody else is like level 2, level 3 at the best.
And his armor is a different color from the rest of the teams?
It's the same kit and everything, but it has a lot of like gold overlays on it and stuff.
That's really cool. Oh,
Here,
man, they
could do, like, I mean,
there have been so many cool things about, like, that I heard about were present on the PC that are not in this game, you know, and it's a shame, because like some of them are like the individual race-specific cheerleaders. You know what I mean? It's always the same stupid human chicks doing the same dance.
Right.
You know, and by the way, that like and that's another effect that like I heard on the PC, that like if you buy cheerleaders, like you add them to your team, you actually get them, which is different than, you know, there's like a different on-field effect from what you see here. You know, I think same with assistant coaches as well.
Okay, so I'm sending the, oh, of course it's not going to send now. My app hates trying to send pictures on the, I'll try off the Wi-Fi if that doesn't work.
On the fabulous PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
Yeah, shots at Beast Women cheerleaders. Yeesh. Sounds scary.
Yeah. Well, Coach Seston keeps talking about he wants Nurgle cheerleaders.
I don't even know what Nurgle looks like, man. I haven't.
It's not pretty.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So, by the way, that was Talmal sending Elvendel to the ground, away from the action and no brutality. So,
well, and as we've been going on, you know, about topics not relevant to what is going on in front of us again, as we're prone to do.
Well, relevant. I mean, I think they're relevant. Yeah. Maybe not relevant to the specific game, but you know, relevant to Blood Bowl.
But the Wood Elves have a cage again.
They do. They do.
And we've all Avon calling.
Oh, look who it is!
We've got Thunden.
Thunden's coming in. So something that we actually normally don't do, but I guess the exception happens here. Coach Thunden coming in for the second half to announce.
We'll see how it
third
goes.
Announcer.
I'll go with the sideline reporter. I'll be on the sidelines talking to the coaches.
Let's see if it works out. Galsmal gets injured, and oh, that's a smashed collarbone. The apothecary will not be called. Oh, that is a in turn 11. I guess the apothecary is being held on to, but Galsmal not only doesn't get off a lot of sneaky tricks, guys, but he just got hurt. I mean, that's a smashed collarbone. That's a big deal. A 2-strength elf lineman is arguably useless.
That's pretty much going to be sacked the next game.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we won't see that high 2020 team value anymore with the Blitzkriegers.
Guys, I'm over here on the sideline. The apothecaries are trying to help Galsmal walk his way over to the injury box. He's kind of struggling. He's not very gifted athletically, not very coordinated. Maybe why he just got clobbered. I'll give you an update as soon as we find out what's wrong.
Ask him where's his recover from smashed collarbone trick. Where's that at?
Well, his back has already been bothering him coming into this game. He's holding on to that already. He seems kind of like a baby right now. The other teammates are laughing at him a little bit, saying, "What's your problem?" They're already starting to push him a little bit. They're actually the AG5 player over here, Umbeam, has actually come over and started mocking Galsmal, saying, "Yeah, bye-bye, buddy. You're gone."
Jeez, that's not very nice from his teammate.
Off to the elf abattoir in the sky.
So we've got the Wood Elves loading up on the Witch Elf, and it looks like Which Better Have My Money is about to get smacked up like a Prodigy song by Matterwan. Maybe not, though, because... no, yeah, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. And there it is. Matterwan putting Which Better Have My Money on her back. And what's he going to do from there? He's going to come in and lay another... Oh, and they got that sideline nice and caged off. Is it out of reach? What do you guys think?
I'm just catching up now. It looks to me
now
like
it
that
is.
war dance is pretty much safe.
That'll do it. I think we're looking at the Leaf Dancers going up 2-1.
So there'll be a very upset Lizard coach somewhere. He really didn't want to see this scoreline, or this potential scoreline that's going to happen. And of course, we've still got Pong holding a wizard in reserve.
He does. Nobody's even talked about that. They still have a wizard.
Wow, that's huge. I mean, that means that any potential attack that the Blitzkriegers are going to have is going to be absolutely swamped.
Yeah, they have a second apothecary as well, as Rez just pointed out. Look at that.
So so the injury tally is pretty much well against the Blitzkriegers then.
4 Blitzkriegers down. Yeah, but here's the thing, Thunden. The Blitzkriegers came in with like 3 in reserve, so they're they're really down. Just
have we been
one
seeing
player.
a lot of fouls from the Dark Elves or not?
A lot of what?
A lot of fouls? A lot of fouling?
No.
Only 1.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty surprising.
Or no, I think it was 2 actually. They both failed.
Yeah, I think they tried a couple and they got tired of it. Look at this. There's their
an awkward block.
The Black War Dancer Banland jumps in and only manages to knock Nadenfell back. So we thought he was unreachable. He probably thought he was unreachable, and surprise, surprise, Banland goes all Air Jordan on him, and at least putting the tackle zone on him, although I don't know how much that's going to hold for next turn.
Now here's a question for you, Jest. Would you have taken the reroll there? Oh,
wait a second! Athron gets sidekicked in the chest, and I mean they got two apothecaries. Why not, right?
Shots apothecary. And,
he goes to save his life, and he does, but Athron walks out with a serious headache, bad concussion. and he's going to leave the game. We're not going to see him again for this game and probably next. More shots shouting popcorn. Another sidekick, and Elvendell gets KO'd. And remember how we were saying that the numbers advantage was with the Leaf Dancers? We're seeing that start to change now. Now it's with the Blitzkriegers.
Hopefully I haven't been the kiss of death for Pong. Guys,
I'm here on the sideline. Coach Pong is cursing Thunden for his arrival into this game.
Good luck, Chuck.
Could we be seeing another one go down here?
This is Witch better have my money getting up. Excuse me, getting up and flooring Bellarmar. And now that loner is standing at midfield, looking down two mean witches.
He's going to be in a whole world of hurt if he doesn't. If they don't pull up the score this round. Surely they've got to score this round.
Especially, he's hoping it's not their time of the month. That makes him hit extra hard. There's a little misogynistic comment for you. Always a hit. Shot said the witch has a nice jump up.
It's a nice wiggle, baby.
Yeah. And Pong, Coach Pong is speaking into his headset furiously. It looks like he is trying to figure out whether there's any way he can draw up a quick play to keep his team from having to score right away. Because, I mean, giving Stuntmandidi 4 turns is basically like conceding the draw
he's still got that wizard in reserve, right? He can blitz down lane away from the War Dancer, then he'll still have a double die block on the other blitzer. He can move the other lineman down to support the other catcher down there. Maybe get another 2 die on that. It's a little bit risky, personally. I think there's too many variables. He's got to go for the score.
Yeah. The other bad thing, though, Thunden, is that unlike an Orc team, I don't think Elves are as scared of the Wizard as some of the other teams are. I just don't. I think they can recover from it.
Team scared of wizards. Are you trying to put some slander down
there?
No,
I think that you can decimate an orc cage, right? Because orcs tend to cage a little more. I guess these, I guess these war dancers cage more than you would know, or more than you'd be used to. But the Blitzkriegers sure as hell don't cage. So you can use the wizard, and it might free up the ball momentarily. But I don't think there's going to be a bunch of people around that can scoop that bad boy up pretty quickly afterwards.
Unlike an orc team.
There's something you don't normally see.
Beautiful.
Hypnotic gaze from Eldril Sidewinder, and he justifies the extra cost that they spent on him to get him in here for just this game. And Nadenfell just trots into the end zone while that Blitzkrieger is just sitting there dazed and confused.
I gotta say, that's the first time I've ever seen that. I wondered what the hell was going on.
I've seen it in a farm game before, but never in the pros.
Hypnotic gaze is amazing.
To get them, to free up somebody for the touchdown. Yeah, more shots is bringing back how Eccentric took a bolt to the head the other day and didn't even bother him. Eccentric eats lightning for breakfast.
The Docs are doing their job.
So Wizard's not a huge threat to Elves. Well, I don't know. Would you agree? You're an Elf coach, Rez.
That's what I was going to say. Unlike an Orc team, the Wood Elves have the mobility. If you bring 2 players around the far side, even if you're not caging, you've got to worry about the lightning bolt, springing the ball free, and those 2 Elves can just run over and complete a quick little pick and roll on your corpse, and all of a sudden you've given up a touchdown.
With the leap? Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not a threat. It's definitely a threat. I just don't think it's as bad a threat as it is for a more cagey team.
I would agree with that. We've actually seen 2 elf teams take the magician shot.
Yeah. Well, all right. So this has actually been a debate in another league, and some people brought up a couple good points. Some people would argue that if you're an elf coach, you might not, even if you're like operating at a high TV, you may not want to do the double wizard. You might not want to give them the other side a free wizard, because then they can spend it on other things that they can really use to mess you up, like bribes and stuff like that, and star players. Whereas, you know, most people will want the wizard because it gives them comfort. But if you're an elf team, you can handle a wizard. You're more likely to be able to handle a wizard than a more cagey team. So if you're
the argument that Coach Seston has made too for Dignity's shop is that the wizard is the best value inducement, and you're giving it up already.
Right.
I mean, if you're giving 300-400 TV up, you're rarely going to see someone not take the wizard. I know Ninja really prefers the Master Chef, which that can be just even more devastating.
It can be, and it can also be nothing.
It can be. Same thing with the wizard. I feel more I think most people feel more comfortable with the wizard.
Well, let's face it, when you look at the wizard versus the halfling master, you've got a bigger chance of success with the wizard, right? You're going to get something out of it.
Right. So, I mean, if you're going to give them the best value inducement already, you may as well get one yourself, and most games, it will actually be more effective for you than for the other side.
Oh, here we go. So, a quick snap. This is pretty important where this kick's going to land.
And it's right in front.
Right in the middle.
Right in front of Umbean. It works out perfect.
There.
And that gives the basically the Blitzkriegers just jump off the line of scrimmage a lot faster than the Wood Elves, and that one extra movement, that one extra 2-yard jump that they're getting could be crucial.
Well, let's look at it here. I mean, if that blitzer moves along, he's not going for the 2-die block option.
Nope.
When are they going to replace it?
No,
He's fumbled it.
Oh wow! And so he actually left. Okay. Gotcha, and that makes sense. That makes sense why he did that. He's got the guard in the middle. He's got the
guard in the middle.
Yeah, so that's why. Glorian wanted to keep his buddies close. He didn't move them up. So you're gonna see Umbean catch that ball and then move back. Blitzkriegers it looks like they might be holding for the tie.
No, this is just a normal setup offense. I mean,
is that how we?
They can. Yeah.
Okay.
The Blitzkriegers have no issue trying to fling the ball halfway down the field.
Gotcha. I mean, you're right. It makes sense. Get them out of range, and then they get the elf relay. Yep. Send everybody downfield.
I don't even know if we'll see a relay for the blitz.
Yeah, because he can throw the ball. Umbean can throw it.
We're starting to see a lot of these elf teams start to ignore the relay because they've got AG5 accurate, strong arm.
Yeah, and I'd say a lot of people I've heard the argument that don't waste it on the strong arm, and how often are you really going to use that? But we are seeing. I mean, it pays for itself. Not having to relay is a big deal.
Depending on the player, if you can get it on a thrower, I would take it almost every time. Guard is nice, but you don't want your thrower getting up there and assisting on tackles.
Yeah.
So Mighty Blow is really not going to be that relevant usually.
Look at that. After a small fumble, by the way, on these, the Blitzkriegers regain their footing and start to just put their foots in those elf butts. And look at that. Talmal is going to lay the smackdown on Nadenfell.
And stun or no? Nope, no stun.
Nope. But damage is done in that there are a bunch of receivers downfield. And once again, the Leaf Dancers may find that they are just unable to defend against this potent offense.
You know what I would do? I think it's time to bring out that wizard now, boys. I would lightning strike Umbean in the backfield.
Can you get there though? The problem is if you can't get there, then it's for nothing. Because one of the other two will pick them right up, and Stunty has been smart enough to spread them out, so even a fireball won't do the trick to get all three of them.
True. But Umbean is the AG5 fella.
That's
At least
true.
you're going to be having an AG4 guy running with the ball rather than an AG5 guy.
I don't know if I'd pull it out right now. I'd wait till I'm more within range. But, there is no right answer, obviously, because anything can happen in this game. The good thing, though, is that if Stuntmandidi scores this round, this turn, that's 3 turns left for the Wood Elves to or next turn rather. That's 3 turns left for the Wood Elves to do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, this could be ramping up to be a complete epic.
Yeah. I mean, Thunder in the first half was amazing. I don't know if you caught any of it, but it was...
I see the touchdown?
But didn't see much of it.
You didn't see the toutouchdowns? The first 2?
So talk me through it, boys.
Insane. So the first one... go ahead. You can describe it to me.
No, you do it,
All right. So, wait. No, actually, I don't remember the details of the first one. I'll tell the second one. You want to tell the first one?
I don't remember.
I'm blanking it.
They were brilliant touchdowns. I just can't remember them.
They were really, really good. No, what happened was on the way to the original, so the Leaf Dancers scored first. And one of the things that happened was the... Eldrill came out on the field and they went to attack the Blitzkriegers. One of the runners who dumped it off, and Eldrill caught an interception. His face, like saving basically the ball from getting to the Blitzkrieger who was open in the middle. There were 2 open in the middle of the field. They were basically alone, and they could have took off right from there. So he catches the interception. Then he tries to dodge to a more advantageous position. Failed. Got tripped, lost the ball. The Blitzkriegers picked it back up. Then the next turn, the Leaf Dancers freed it up and managed to get the touchdown in. But the second one was the Blitzkriegers managed to free up the ball on a delay from the Leaf Dancers. Banlin managed to grab the ball and hide over on the sidelines, hoping for a surf and so the ball would fly out of bounds, or he had his dump off ready. So they hit him. He fumbled the ball, and it went right into the Wood Elf catcher's hands for the touchdown in his own end zone.
Wow. That's pretty insane.
Yeah. A lot of crazy stuff.
I've never seen the ball get dislodged and go into a player's hands for the offensive team for the touchdown. Like, I've seen basically a safety done like that. But, not on the offensive drive.
Yeah. And so Bantain, right? Bantain?
Yeah.
Bantain knocks down Felnossi.
Now we have Unbean in the back. He's going to have to try and get up there.
So
now, this is the big pass, is it?
Yep. Wood Elves tried to put pressure on the thrower. So their strategy on defense has been to put pressure on the thrower instead of trying to mark up the catchers. You know, that may be a sound strategy anyway, because these catchers are, look at that, long pass, touchdown by Talmal. These catchers are very able.
Yeah, let's not forget the pressure that he was putting on. That was fairly good pressure. It already pushed him into a double skull. He had no re-roll after that throw.
Yeah.
If he hadn't made it, then the door is completely open for Pong.
There's 2 shots wondering what, no stall? I don't think Didi plays with stalls.
No.
You will never Didi doesn't even know what that is. He has made that promise to the fans. He said the Blitzkriegers are here to be exciting and dynamic, and you will not see a cage from us.
No cage, no stall.
3-2 scoreline.
Oh, right. So shots pointed out too. So I didn't say. I don't think I said that he actually got hit. He set himself up to get hit, and they went to hit him, and he kind of got off scot-free without the hit even happening.
He still rolled the dice, and he rolled a defender stumble, and he had dodge, if I remember right. He still rolled the blitz dice, and it was just a knockback.
No, well, if that had happened, then he would have been surfed.
Oh, on the other one, yeah, that I was thinking of the Eldrill interception. Yeah,
I don't
think that ever happened because they just cut it off.
Right. So the guy the Dark Elf that was trying to dump it off, and that was I think that was the same guy that just scored the touchdown. Talmal.
Yeah. The strike 4.
Yeah. Talmal tried to dump it, expecting that he was going to get surfed. Like he was setting himself up, basically over there for the surf, but he tried to dump it, and when he did, he fumbled it, and it fell into the end zone, so he never even ended up getting hit. It's almost like he got 2 for flinching.
Yeah, he saw that War Dancer coming. He kind of just curled up into the ball and into the fetal position and dropped the ball.
Yeah, it's funny coming from the strongest guy on the team, right?
I don't believe he has block though, right?
No, he doesn't. He's not a good blocker.
Yeah.
But you know, after this match, after scoring a touchdown, he might learn that skill. Who knows? He's actually.
What were the injuries in the Dark Elves? Are there any serious things going on there?
Yeah, Dark Elves have taken. Yeah, there was a first Gizmal is pretty much done. He's their sneaky git lineman.
Minus strength.
Yeah, he's got 2 strength now, so he's probably gonna get sacked, as we said, in the future. And by the way, here is Materwan with a flip kick on Frozen Heart, opening up a little maneuvering room for them to get receivers down the field. Now, again, Pong has been very adamant about controlling the tempo here, and they are playing more of a bashy game and then making last minute runs. So, yeah, so you won't see them put a bunch of receivers downfield, which could backfire, right? Because then that means that the Blitzkriegers could load up, and there you go. There's the receiver.
I'll tell you what I see happening here. I see one of his players being marked, then I see a lightning bolt coming down, and then the pass going through to the catcher, and then the Leaf Stars scoring in one of his last turns. That wizard is going to come in as an attacking option rather than defensively.
I agree. I think he's saving it for turn, like in case he's unable to score before turn 16. But that's what I'm saying is I'm actually, you know, if that's the strategy, well, I guess you still put the catcher on downfield and have him run around. The only problem is that subjects him to a bunch of blitzing. If he loses that catcher who's alone and unafraid out there, the Altanana, if he gets hit by Alanis or actually, you know, no, he's got sidestep, so he's not going to get surfed or anything, but he could get broken.
Maybe he's just having him down there as a distraction this turn. He's going to throw a few more players down there in the second turn, and then that's when he'll make his move.
Yeah, maybe. But you know, again, I don't think I'd distract with that guy, at least right now. If your intent is not to score a touchdown the next turn, because that guy's pretty valuable. Look at that, man! They have loaded up. That is a gaggle of expendable wood elves over there that are they've created like the super reinforced cage. That's like a fence. They put up a wood elf fence over there on the right side of it.
A stinky, dirty wood elf fence.
Hey, they got the tree. They got the wood to build it.
Someone get the hose. Someone get the hose. So what happens?
I'm down here on the sideline, guys. The wood elves smell fine to me.
Hey, Rez.
Just like home, huh? They smell like home.
Rez, since you're down on the sideline, what was the injury to Cold Silver?
I've got an exclusive interview with him here, gentlemen. Here you go.
Yeah, smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Sounds pretty bad. Lost the power stage.
And see, that's what's happening. You put that valuable catcher down there with no protection, and that's what happens when you don't use protection. You get burned. Here it comes. And he's second now.
Something.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And he's writhing around, stumbling on the ground, searching for the stairs that lead him back upstairs, but they're not there. And I don't think he's coming. Yeah, he's not coming back for. Well, he'll be back in the final turn. So he'll be back just in time to make an impact, unless they decide to foul him.
Could be genius play by Pong there.
Maybe. Unless, like I said, if the Blitzkriegers foul him while he's down, then that could be a problem.
I say, it's got to be said, these rerolls have held out long in this game. There's not been too much need for them.
Yeah, they've been pretty judicious with their use.
They got him out early. There was a lot of failed dodging and interceptions. And...
Yeah. That first half was crazy. So the Blitzkriegers this time, well, they're going to mark the top players, but they're really just creating tackle zones.
The wood elf fence, aren't they?
Yep. That's the problem. I mean, yeah, you may have some reinforced power there with what you're doing, but you're also subjecting yourself to getting boxed in. And there's that foul. I'm surprised he would use the Witch Elf to do it, but the Il Nana is injured, and that's going to be a niggling injury. I'm really, really, really surprised you didn't see the Apothecary come out for that.
What? Why wouldn't you? Well, I guess he's still got the war dances on, but that's a catcher.
Yeah, I guess that's what he's saving for, right? Yeah. Yeah,
that's put a definite spoke in Pong's plan there.
Yeah, I don't.
That guy spring up on turn 16 would have been huge.
Unless he forgot that. No, he couldn't have forgot that he had a second apothecary. Yeah, I think that was one of those where you have to spring for your Apo at that point. That's the guy. That's the guy that's getting the ball. So weird.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, with War Dancers, they're pretty good out of the box anyway, and these guys have only got what? They're only level 3. It's not too much to make up, and yes, he's got low TV anyway, so he'd be getting star players in alongside. I personally would have used the Apo for the long-term benefit. Now he's got a catcher with a niggly injury. He's pretty much done, and that was a seriously evolved catcher as well.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why. Yeah. Hey, Pong knows what's best for his team, but yeah, I wouldn't have left him
heads up from Coach Shots in the crowd. He said, "Don't bother, buddy. It's going to be a thumbs down."
Yeah, that could have been it. Yeah. Pong was calling for the Apo, and he looked over at Shots giving the Apo signals. He was like, "Nah, I'm not playing this game."
The match can't end in a draw. Do something, please.
That's crazy. So meanwhile, Creepy Shots is over there signaling in a drunk-like manner to the witch elf, which better have my money. He's like, come over. He's patting the seat next to him. He got a seat for her over there and a drink. May or may not have a pill in it. There goes Eldril Sidewinder down the field, and now you're going to see the Wood Elves start to flood the catchers within touchdown range.
I don't think we're going to. We're going to have to see him move into space because, oh dear, and the catcher slipped. Will he get up? And he's made it on the second attempt. There's got to be a throw here. It has to go because he was going to get blitzed if he held it in the back.
Yeah.
So that is Madanfell, the War Dancer, now has the ball. There's still sufficient Dark Elf coverage around it to be a real problem.
The attacker has an assist.
Side cage? Are we seeing? Yeah, we're seeing side cage, definitely. It's not going to be a tight side cage. It's going to be a loose side cage.
It's going to be a problem.
Or not. And now he's got to hope that these loners can, these journeymen can do what they're supposed to do. I do. Wow, that's that is really banking, and it looks like Pong may have just run out of time.
Oh my word, he has. That is devastating.
No, I mean it wasn't too bad. I don't think he dodged everybody out he wanted to, but.
He's
enough.
Still got a chance in it. He's still got that wizard, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. The wizard could be the difference here. There goes Alala. Alala is going to be leaving, and you definitely don't use the Apo on Alala because, hey, frankly, they're a merc. That's what mercs do. That's what they're paid for.
They sign up. They know the rules.
Yep.
There's some serious calls here for Stuntman to make.
Oh!
And Eldril Sidewinder.
Eldril goes down. And I'm sure he would have liked to have him standing up for the use of that hypnotic gaze. I'm curious. Oh, and here comes the blitz.
Oh, it's just a push.
Oh, not anymore. And Talmel is going to send Nadenfeld to the deck. And that ball goes into the sidelines. The Blitzkrieger crowd grabs it and throws it towards the Blitzkriegers. And yes, it bounces off the ground right into Frozen Heart's hands.
And the blitz is good to take away the marker.
There goes Lithenway.
He's injured it.
That's a merc, so Pong doesn't care. He's going to miss a next game, but not a next game for the Leaf Dancers.
I tell you what, this is looking bleak for the Leaf Dancers now. I mean, I know Frozen Heart ain't moving this turn, but there's options downfield. He's only got two Wood Elves to deal with, and the numbers are dreadfully against him.
Yeah.
I just wonder, should he have used the Wizard in that last turn just to clear the space down at the bottom? Take one of those blitzers out. Good on hindsight, but you know.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20, right? I mean, if you use it too early, they can recover from that. You're out of Wizard, and then you could possibly get boxed in. Wow.
The option was there to lightning strike the strength 4 runner, who would have been who was always the danger down there. Yeah, difficult now for Pong. Difficult. And we see a lovely cage has formed around the Dark Elves. This is time for Fireball.
Yeah, I think so too, definitely.
Fireball! This is the only option. Fireball time, and then see if the Wood Elves can pick it up and recycle.
And the ball is loosed, and 3 elves are down!
Oh, it's bounced the wrong side, but he's still going to catch her there.
He does! This just went from Blitzkriegers advantage to advantage Leaf Dancers.
And this is catcher running through, he's scooping up the ball, passing it to the War Dancer, and happy days for his tree huggers.
This has been one of the best games I've watched, like ever in the MML.
This is huge.
This has been amazing. Just a seesaw back and forth. Thunder, if you get the chance, watch the first half too. The first half was just as exciting. In fact, I would argue overall the first half was more exciting than the second until this exciting conclusion right here.
Here's a question for you guys. Would you even bother to blitz that Witch Elf, or would you just try and dodge past her?
Ken, do you have the movement?
With I don't think so. You're just going to push her onto the damn ball.
Oh, here he comes, here he comes.
And, look at that! It just keeps getting crazier! The ball juggled by Bellarmine, and it goes right into the hands of Kalis, and the Blitzkriegers in a great position to score now. And there's the answer to your question, Thunden. Hindsight is 2020. They should have taken out Ziayan. They should have marked up all those other Blitzkriegers surrounding the area. But I bet you they didn't know this was going to happen.
That was a double one failure at a critical moment. Knuckle has had his influence. Crazy game. And Bellarmine is going to direct his direction of the fall in the way he wants, but it doesn't matter because he's going down. Bellarmine and out. So his limp body is not even going to be able to block or get in the way of anybody. They're not even going to have to step over him or around him. Well, I tell you, since I come on this game, there seems to be a few more Wood Elves in the KO and injury bit.
Oh! Look at that! And a failed pass! And this is going to be a tie! Given everything that's happened, I would almost say that's kind of poetic and appropriate. Both teams playing their hearts out. Both teams getting knuffled left and right. Both teams also making some amazing plays. What do you guys think? Game of the year so far, or what?
Up to you, man. You first.
This has been amazing. I got nothing else. So, Rez, Thunden.
The last two turns there were absolutely ridiculous. I didn't even try to predict what the hell each coach was going to do because you just couldn't. You didn't know what was going to happen. You saw ones, you saw fireballs, you saw hypnotic gazes, failed dump-offs. I don't know what else you could ask for out of a game. I really don't.
This is everything, man. I'm sorry. There is something, stats-wise, a few that we should point out, and I've got them up on the screen for you guys watching on Twitch. Only 5 armor breaks for the Leaf Dancers, but the Blitzkriegers went uncharacteristically bashy for Elves. 16 armor breaks and somebody expelled. But the ball possession, funny, just as is normal with the Blitzkriegers, is only 25% Blitzkriegers, 62% from the Leaf Dancers. 2 passes completed from each side, 1 interception from the Leaf Dancers. Why couldn't it be 2? And 48 blocks from the Blitzkriegers succeeded, as opposed to 20 from the Leaf Dancers. Blitzkriegers 4 KOs.
That's an interesting point. I think we saw the Wood Elves try to cage, and I think we saw what happens when Wood Elves try to cage.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
I got to say, just for a blatant apology to Pong for coming on and bringing the curse of bad luck and armor failure.
Those they were doing fine before that.
Those last couple of rounds were crazy as a tea party without any clotted cream. It was beautiful to watch.
Oh, that must be terrible. I can only imagine that situation. Tea party with no cream.
The of it, Jesse, is not even worth talking about.
Guys, by the way, 4 yards short of running record for the league in a single game at 170 yards for the Leaf Dancers. Came 4 yards short of the record set by the Scuttlebutts against the Grunts in Season 3, Week 6 of 174.
Wow, that's pretty insane. Pretty insane.
You guys ready to bring on the winner? Or I'm sorry, not the winner. The team. I'm confused. No. Everybody wins though. The fans won. Neither team won, but the fans won. Coach Stuntmandidi, are you there?
Yes.
I am so glad that we got to call this game. This was amazing. The Blitzkriegers always put on a show, and both you and Pong, the Leaf Dancers, came out and put on a show. How are you feeling about it being a tie?
Very frustrated. No, I'm really frustrated because in the second half I did everything to win, not to try to make the tie. And on last turn I was just thinking about a kind of justice because I didn't stall, I tried everything, and I was hoping, kind of a happy end. And winning 3-2, and so no happy end.
Close, man. You were close. I mean,
so you're saying the Blood Bowl gods should have rewarded you?
I'm sure of it.
That's awesome. But, by the way, the commissioner is saying, the MML commissioner is in the chat, and he's saying #killboxwin. You won in the kill box. Oh, I'm sorry. It is more shots. I'm sorry.
0-0.
I'm
0-0.
sorry. I don't know how I projected preach on there. As every time I see Killbox win, I think it's preach.
Killbox win means nothing to the Blitzkriegers. Coach Stunt, again, you always put on an awesome show. I commiserate with you. I agree. I really felt like you were getting rewarded there at the end for being aggressive, for playing Blitzkriegers kind of ball, and it just didn't. It wasn't meant to be. At least you didn't get the loss though. I was worried after the 3-man fireball.
I thought it was exactly the same, so that's okay.
Hey Didi, I have a question for you. Did you go into the game thinking you were going to be that block heavy?
Yes, because that's the third time I play against Pong Elves. Last season I played him twice, with another team, but it was the same play. And at the end of the second game, I was really regretting not to have taken more players out. So this time I said, alright, I'll try to go Bashi to make the difference. Because all the more because he had lots of lone players. So if his own players are out and he plays only with lone players, that it could have made a difference. I hoped it would.
That's a sound strategy, man. Sound strategy. I mean, I certainly came into the second half and tried to do you a favour with ruining his injury rolls. But yeah, no,
very suspicious.
And also, I promised Gasma that he could show his new tricks to public. So
well, he showed the trick of how to get injured.
Yeah, so that's the last game of Gasmal.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed reading about him.
I almost used my iPod just because he's my favorite player to write about.
But you can't let that influence the team decision making.
Yeah, indeed.
Did you end up using your iPod or not?
No.
I really hesitated. Well, 2 or 3 seconds, really. My first reflex was to push the triangle button.
Yeah.
Did you use it by the end of the game or not?
You're like, not
Sorry?
him.
No, I didn't. I finally didn't.
You didn't use it. Oh no.
Shots points out that you don't need strength to foul, so maybe he's worth it for being sneaky.
One of my teams actually has a strength 3 sneaky get on them, so I'm keeping him around until I can at least replace him. I think people underestimate how valuable a fouler is for elves.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Actually, I was thinking to fire a lineman anyway. So I was just waiting for one to be wounded. It's been Geismal, too bad for him. But I'll probably buy an assassin.
That may be some karma for Gazmal.
Yeah, and we'll see an assassin on the Blitzkriegers. Yet, I mean, the Blitzkriegers are just a constant bag of tricks and like a mystery box. You never know what crazy way you're going to score, what you're going to do, what game. And, you know, you got yourself a witch elf and started adding different aspects to the game. I would be very, very intrigued to see an assassin come out and start adding a different element to this game as well. That would be pretty awesome.
With the way the Blitzkriegers take on their...
Sorry?
But man, I think I have to tell you, you should definitely buy that assassin after you play the green type.
Yeah.
Who knows what that assassin will roll, knowing the way the Blitz take on Coach Stunt's personality.
Yeah, he'll probably never ever use his stab ability, and it'll be all blocks. He'll put him on the line, and he'll catch everything or start throwing.
I'll find something.
Strength 5 to AG5.
I'll find something.
By the way, no winner in this game, but you know who did win? The players too. A lot of SPP flying around in this game. 19 points on each side of experience for the players.
And we have a level up for your new blitzer as well, Cold Silver.
Never went
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Well, do you want me to make it in direct?
They're the only ones.
Oh,
Right now?
No. Wait, what do you mean make it direct?
I mean, I can leave it up to the player right now.
Go ahead, yeah, let's find out what he rolled.
Fun for the fans.
If you want to.
Oh, that's
So,
true, man. Okay, all right, yeah, definitely. We can't
And
see it on
that's,
our screen, but you got to tell us.
Yeah, it's rolling right now. And it's a 3-1. So this is gonna be a dodge, simply dodge.
Dodge skill? Yeah, why not, right? So now you got a blodger.
That's another blodger on the Blitzkriegers then.
If you play the Blitzkriegers, you better start stocking up on your tackle. So you got a lot of
Tackle is an
dwarves.
abomination.
It doesn't matter. He has a lot of dwarves are surrounding. Maybe not in your play pool this year, but there are a lot of dwarves in the east now. So tackle is a common thing.
Next game is against dwarves.
Yeah. So it's gonna be it'll be interesting to see how you adjust your strategy.
Against the dwarves?
Yeah.
Oh, it will mainly be about leap, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you
Shots is
basically
saying
have
he's
an
taking
AG5
tail.
war dancer.
Yeah, that's it. I'm making Dark Elves War Dancers.
Yeah, you built your own war dancer. That's pretty cool.
Moonwalk specialist.
Yeah, we've got some kind of like, you know, wood elf, dark elf, Skaven hybrid strategy going on for the Blitzkriegers, and it is just completely entertaining to watch every time.
Yeah,
I've never seen an ending to a game
I'm
like
trying
that.
to.
That was amazing.
this has
Sorry?
been a pleasure. He said he's never seen an ending to a game like this before.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
been Go ahead.
I think it was better to watch than to leave it from the
Probably.
side and
It always
not
is.
the game.
It always
It's
is,
a lot
unless
more
you're the
fun to
winner.
watch.
Yeah. But yeah, always very entertaining. Coach Stuntmandidi, actually both coaches, Ponghines as well, two of the more respected coaches in the MML. By the way, have you tried out the Undead yet, Coach Didi?
No, not yet.
You're not messing with them?
I'm not never really liked this team, so I'll probably buy it just to try it, but I
Not
wasn't
enough agility.
expecting it.
Yeah,
exactly.
not your thing. Cool. Well, do either of you other announcers have anything before we part and end the broadcast?
The only thing I have is I got my challenge game coming up in like 10 minutes. If anybody's interested in be twitching that.
I
can
probably
co-announce
won't be able
if you
to,
want.
but you guys, I mean, Thunden and
I won't be able to continue, Rez,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I got.
No,
I
that's
have to,
fine. That's fine. I just meant as far as actually just putting it up on my Twitch.
Probably
I can have it up. Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
actually,
watching the side, but I can't announce it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm playing Harry and the Thugs.
Nice. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, Harry's backup team in the farm has rerolls. Harry with like 6
I saw
rerolls.
you mentioned that yesterday.
He went the other direction, man. 6 rerolls, bro. It's crazy.
The Thugs still have 0 unless they've added 1.
And now he
since the
went like
last one.
he added a bunch of rerolls, and I guess it's more than he knows what to do with. So now he's like taking chances for no reason. Like he'll do the go for it's like every single turn. It's go for it's like 4 or 5 go for it's, right? So it's the same effect as before. Like he might as well be playing with no rerolls because he's playing so wildly that he's still failing stuff.
Oh Oh my.
Always a good time playing with Harry.
I guess the only other thing I've got to say is, hey, Stuntman, see you last game of the season, buddy.
That's gonna be entertaining.
See you, yeah.
That is gonna be really entertaining.
I was expecting it could be a final, but now that I tied, it's the royal way for you.
Wait, so what's your record now?
I got 2 tie, 1 victory and 1 loss.
Yeah. So yeah, 2-2-1.
So I'm almost, except in case of miracle, I'm out for playoff.
Oh,
you might as well let me win then, man.
That's why I played
another
to
concede
win.
gate. Concede gate 2. Are we hearing it here first? Concede gate returns.
No, but I'll find another gas ball for the game against Titans. A vicious one, very vicious one.
You say you're bringing him back? You're bringing back Gasmel for that game?
No, I'll try. I'll find another one.
Another guy to build
I got one game to train a vicious player.
That's awesome.
Listen, we don't play that sort
if you've ever wanted to see a strength 1 skink fouling.
Yeah, that's
coming soon.
So this is very strange. So the Blitzkriegers gonna finish the season. Well, let's see. So it's 2 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss, right?
No, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss.
Oh, so it already registered on the main site. Okay, there you go. So, because I'm looking at,
so if you look at the
that's
leaderboard,
right, we're 5 games. Sorry. So 2-2-1, and so he is out of contention unless one of you or Pong lose out, right?
Yeah, unless we lose. Well, me and Pong have to lose both games, and then Dong has to lose 1 game.
Yeah, and does it go to head to head?
Quite complicated.
Yeah, and what happens? How does anybody know this? Like with the MML rules this year, if you have 2 teams with an exact same record, it's the head-to-head that takes it, right? However they did against each other.
Touchdown scored first.
No. We got rid of that.
Scored. No?
We got rid of that
so
this year.
Yeah, classic elf discrimination.
Right, because the elves were the only ones able to score like 5 touchdowns in a game.
There was nothing wrong with the way it was.
So
yeah, I mean that means that next week's game with Pong.
I can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear us anymore?
Hey, Didi, you there?
Can you hear him? Hello?
Didi?
I don't know if you hear me, but I'll have to cut because I can't hear anything.
All right, can you hear me?
Okay, buddy.
All right.
Right.
Well, thanks again, Coach Stuntmandidi and
Well
Coach
done,
Pong.
Didi.
Very well coached game. This is Serious Jest. I'm signing off. Do you guys have anything before we
That's it.
end the broadcast?
Nope.
All right, then. You have been watching the MML at MMLPro.com. Thanks for tuning in to what could be the game of the year, but I don't know. There's 2 more games in the season for a bunch of teams to try to build on this and one-up each other, because that's what we love to do in the MML. Check out MMLPro.com if you want to be a coach, if you want to try out your hand on a farm team, try to build them up to a semi-pro team, and eventually even play pro. Very, very exciting league. And if anything, just check out the stories and backstories on some of these teams. The Blitzkriegers, you can find out more about them. They just recently posted an article. A lot going on in the world of Blood Bowl, a lot going on in the world of MML. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Serious Jess. My co-announcers have been ReznorRulesYou and Thundin. We'll see you next time.